Welcome to the Four Corners series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We're picking up on the 28th of January 1935. The reason the game is actually on pause is simply down to the fact that I've got a bit of a traffic jam down here which I'm going to need to fix. But before that, as usual, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. You guys give me a lot to think about, especially with a comment that was posted on the previous video in this series where somebody mentioned that one of the reasons why they hadn't been commenting on this series was the very slow pace of the start and the level of micromanagement. And that got me thinking a little bit about what is the nature of an early start, because as any of you follow my series, you know that I do like slow starts and a higher level of micromanagement. I'll be completely honest, this start has even taxed my resolve with respect to having to micromanage everything to keep everything on track. I think that is one of the problems with this current series, because I misled myself a little bit, because when I did the 1947 start, it played very much like a 1960 but without some of the vehicles missing. And I think one of the big issues with starting back in 1900 is the sheer limitations of the speed and the carry capacity of vehicles. And you've got to play in a different way compared to what you would do if you were starting in 1960. And I think one of the biggest differences is that you can't build ideal cities. And I think New Hope here is a very good example of that situation, that we've got a very small town here surrounded by fields and there's no little room to expand. And if I was completely honest, this needs more additional work. And I think this is one of the big differences with a really early start, that you have to start small and compact and accept that you're going to have to hack your very prized towns around as the needs of the economy grow and change. And for that reason, I just want to talk a little bit about what mistakes I made with this early start and what I would do differently. I think the biggest mistake I made was by putting the starter village down in this bottom corner. Where it really should have been is up in this corner here, or possibly down in this corner here, where the village actually had access to trade with both the Soviet Republic and the West. Now, I know some people say, well, that's not necessarily true, but when you're starting in 1900, that is before the revolution. And of course, one of the big benefits of doing that is that you get access to a lot more better range of vehicles which you can purchase with dollars. Just to show you here, so if you look at this range of vehicles, and it's not so much the trucks, because the carry capacities are very similar, although some vehicles do have larger carry capacity, especially when it comes to dumpers. And the real difference is with respect to specialist vehicles, like especially the bulldozers, the excavators, and snow plows here. So we get reasonable snow plows, where, just to give you a contrast, the snow plows we got are pretty basic, although we've now got access to the Zeiss 1S. But if you imagine if you were back in the 1900s, you will have a few issues. And that vehicle issue also extends to shipping, because as far as I know, at the moment, there is virtually no available shipping from a Soviet perspective. But there is a reasonable range of shipping which is available if you've got dollars, and that also expands eventually to the availability of trains, which is something which I do have a bit of an issue with, because part of me would really love a mod to produce a really old train that would represent the early age of steam in Russia. Anyway, returning back to what I would do for an early start, I'd certainly have the starter village up in that corner. But the other thing also is, if you follow the series, you'll be aware that it's taken a long time to get up to a population to a critical mass. So what I would probably would have do if I was reworking this map is I would put a major town, say about here, with a port, and that town would have one, possibly two villages close to it within what you could call a long cart ride, which is roughly about, I think it's about 1.5 kilometers, who would provide the food and clothes to the major town. And what that would give is a starting population of, say, around 5,000 or 6,000. And what I'd also probably do is put a couple of small villages out, probably one near the coal, and possibly one out near the iron on this rail track down here. These villages wouldn't be able to bring the coal and iron online immediately, but what they'd be is they'd be strategically placed to be able to expand, to develop the coal and iron relatively quickly. And if they were near the rail line, they would be able to start moving that coal and iron around the map once they've managed to get the rail connections built in. And I think that is very important to get some momentum when you start this early. That if you don't have that but very basic infrastructure, and I'm not saying you're going to build it for free, it just gives that a little bit of an edge up, and it also changes the nature of the challenge, because if you start with a population of say 5,000-6,000, the initial challenge has to be to keep your population alive. So in order for the map to grow, you'd have to keep all these villages and the main town alive, supplied with food and clothes, and so that they don't collapse. And that brings me on to my final point, and that is scenarios. These are something that's going to be added in the next 2 updates, and I think one of the first scenarios that we're going to get is going to be the Cosmonaut challenge, and I'm really looking forward to having a go at that when that is released. I think that will be in February of next year. But I think scenarios are going to be very important for early starts, because what you will be able to do is set different challenges rather than the standard one of start small in hard mode and build a big economy from a tiny settlement. I hope will introduce a totally different dimension into the game. And I think I'm going to stop there because we got a lot of ground to cover, and I could probably spend an hour talking about the issues related to early starts. Now, the reason I had the game on pause, in fact, we're unpause it now, was I wanted to show you how you can clear these queues without having to delete the vehicles. And the trick is you select the vehicle, click on there, and then you've got the button up here that says move to the next stop. Just make it go a bit quicker because these trucks are very slow. And we'll just let him come in and pull up near stop. And then what should happen now is this truck should come in here and the excavator should come into this slot here. I'm a bit mystified why this excavator keeps going up there to get fuel, because he's got fuel inside of here, but maybe it's just a feature of the vehicle itself. And I suppose probably the best place to start is actually here. You can see we've now got the prefab factory up and running, and you can, and I'm not sure whether I've assigned these, is it Titus Open Transport? Yep, I've assigned these, and of course there's only one job here to do with prefabs at the moment, is this the meat store here. Moving up now, you can see we've also got the secret police here, and I'm hoping it's going to improve my loyalty, because my loyalty is still down about 32%. And we've also built a couple of buildings in here, which is keeping our population growth under control. And what I would like to do is possibly, I was just going to assign this to, was it Titus? Oops, pressing the wrong button. And we're just going to assign this to Titus Construction. Now, from a construction perspective now, well, probably the best way to explain it is if we come over here, you see we've now got the steel mill up and running, which is pretty good. But I did have a bit of a problem over here, that they were all coming around here. So what I've done is I've put this road in here, and I've assigned Titus road crew in here. I think what we probably need is Titus bulk supply as well. And what I'm doing is creating a link road through here. So because at the moment we're delivering the iron manually, got a bus in here, because one of the things I want to focus on in this video is upgrading some of our bus lines. Now, we're still working on this conveyor, and what I've literally got is the Titus construction crew working on these conveyors, because if we can complete this conveyor, it means I can readjust this line so that we can bring the coal ore down to be processed. I just can't remember now. I think again the problem we've got is the bus here. What we got here? Where are you? I thought I had plenty of workers. Let me just check this route, make sure I've got it set up right. You're picking up there, you're dropping off in the iron mine. Maybe he has got people on. Have you got people on? Yeah, he's got 16 workers on it. And what I need to do is get some more buses out here to get this all this put together. And once these conveyors are virtually built, what I'd like to do is start getting this brickwork online as well, so that we can get some production here. We completed this house here, so we should be getting quite a lot of people in this. Oops, don't want the vehicle, I want the actual bus stop. We've got a lot of workers here. We just need the buses now to get them out to where they need to go. Of course, eventually we're going to need a bus from Titus to be able to get our meat production online. I put this bus stop in here because I realized that otherwise I'd have to put separate buses to each one of these. Over here in New Hope, and the other thing I've also done is I've effectively now split the New Hope construction is going to work exclusively in this area, and Titus is going to work in this area here. One thing I do want to change is I think we've still got a little bit of steel over here. Where is it? And this white is very difficult to see. Right, this is now empty. I think maybe I've already pulled it out from here. Let me just check. That is New Hope steel. Where are you picking the steel up from? Open storage factory. Yeah, you're picking up from there. Now, where is the... it's materials to Titus. Because what I will do eventually is I want to... Once we got the steel mill working a little bit more productively, I want to be able to bring the steel down from the steel mill to this one here. So we're going to effectively reverse the step. Let me just see. Yeah, you can see I've actually got this on unload, but at the moment I don't want to steal all the steel from the steel mill here because I want to get these conveyors finished, but eventually we will change to that. And what I've actually got is the New Hope construction now is focusing almost exclusively on here, because I would like to get the food factory up and running so that we can produce food in this area. And more importantly, if I'd like to get the road crews into here so that we can start to build this farm up and get this up and running as well. And to that end, we should now have, oops, thank you game, power to here. So one thing I do need to plan is to put some power into this area, because there's no point having all this lot if I can't put power in. So we're going to put a little bit of planning for power here. I would like to... I'm not worried about the train station, but I would like to kind of cover this entire area. And we could come that way, but that won't cover the sawmill. I think we're going to have to try and balance in there like that. It means that the road there is going to be incredibly short. So we're going to have to sign... Let me. It looks like it's already been picked up. No, it's just the footprint was a bit small. I may need to run power cables into there. We won't probably need. We got powers there, so I can kind of take it off there. I've lost the. It's going to be a little bit convoluted, but I think that will work. And then again, I'm just going to, if I can find it in this snow, I'm going to build that as well there. Now the next thing I want to do is check the blacksmith, because I've got the blacksmith, if I can find him, working on buses, these gas AAAs, and I want as many of these up in this area as possible. I've got a gas AAA here. So where would we need... I'm kind of wondering whether... I think we might need two buses working on this route. I'm going to just put you there, put some line spacing in. Let's rename this bus. We'll call it Tudor... not Tudor. Tudor Iron mine. I'll call you that. That's all. Save. Keep on doing that. So we're now green. Things are working reasonably well. So we've got quite a nice pile of steel here, and it's actually coming down into this area here. So we're getting a little bit of steady production. If we could just, is that finished? So close. We just need a tiny little bit of mechanical components. Now another small aside related to the comment was that I have been tempted occasionally just to come in here and finish off little projects like that, but it's been very difficult not to do that, because you just edge things forward like this. Because it was the same with this steel mill. I was watching it through the winter and it was painful. It's probably the polite way of saying it. I was sat there and it got down to, I think it was 0.74 tons of bricks it needed, and it took the best part of a month for the wagon to haul the bricks up from here. And it wasn't like there was a shortage of bricks, it was just that it just took a long time to haul the bricks up and put it into the steel mill. And this is one of the things that actually really slow down this pace. I think I'm going to get rid of some of these now, because we got pretty good trucks in here which would do. Obviously this guy doesn't have any jobs. You're not assigned to anything. I'm not actually sure why you're not assigned to these. I want you working on them. Not say. I think we'll just have to double check the assignments for. I mean, it's they should be working on them, because I do need that built. In fact, I'm tempted to actually assign the brickworks to there, and we'll assign that and that as well. Because what I did was I pulled all the jobs from the New Hope construction office out of this area. Let's make sure we got. That's New Hope Road Crew. I don't want you up here either. So we've got the Titus working on there. Now something else I need to check is the gravel bulk carrier to bring the gravel up to here. Are you going to deliver gravel? No, you've just gone straight by. Oh no, he's just got. Why? So he's delivering the coal. We don't seem to have anybody delivering gravel. Let me just see. I mean, I've got dedicated trucks here. They should be. Where are you? Where are you? So he's coming up here. Yeah, I think I really need a truck with a bit more speed to keep delivering there, because the problem is now that because we got the prefab factory down here, it's producing lots and lots of prefabs. So we need a fairly strong supply of cement. In fact, that's probably a good transition into what I need, or I want to talk about a bit more in this video, is the fact that we've now got a little bit of momentum, and what I need to do now is think about upgrading some of our industries to make them more industrial. And what I was looking at is this area here, because I think we got the potential here for a proper gravel setup, but I'm not sure where I can get here. We're probably going to need to do a little bit of leveling, aren't we? We've got 66% there, but if I could get that in a bit more, I think what we'll do is we'll just want to give this a go. I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing it. We're just going to push this, maybe make it a little bit bigger. I don't want it to push that line up. I want it to kind of push out this line here. What I'm trying to do is expose a little bit more of that gravel area. I think that might be enough. We'll just let the game run again. and just come in here. Yeah, so that give me 71%. That's 56. That's 71, 65. Can we? Oh, 73. Just nearly missed it. Oops, it's just right on that edge. And then, so we got 2 quarries there. And the potential for another one there. It's probably better pickings over here. At 63, 69%. So what that means is that what we should be able to do is get a potential for a gravel quarry there. And if I could get under this, don't do this to me, game. That's because this is, oh, I've got this road here, haven't I? Well, that's great. And we'll run up through there, and I'm just going to connect to that one there. I'm not going to do much about that. I just wanted to set that as a marker, because what I'm starting to think is that, because what we need to do now is construct rail, and I'm thinking this is going to be the start of my rail line. We can get a rail construction office in there. It's going to be close enough to the steel mill, but the question I'm probably going to ask is, what do you think? To go for wood-based railway, which is probably the default, or go straight to concrete-based railway, which will give us a more long-term result. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Another reason I want rail here, because over here I'm starting to think a port, and because we've got oil, just to show you, we got oil just in this area here, so which will allow us a little bit more oil. We've got the aggregate up there. If we can get this set up nicely, we can use it. What we could do is set up an aggregate port here, because what we'll be able to do then is use ships to move the bulk materials up through this coastal area here, all the way up to possibly here. Because what I would really possibly would like to do is get up to this area, so that we've got another export point. And also that would also give us another connection to the rail line that's here. So that's part of what I'm thinking. So what I would like to do is kind of see if I can get the docks in here. So this could be fun. And what I would like is a medium harbour. And of course it's not. This is probably one of the bigger ones, isn't it? Come on, game. You can do it. Oh, so that's not going to play, is it? I don't really want to come into this area, because this is where the oil is, if I remember correctly. Let me just check. Yeah, we've got oil in this area, so got a little bit of oil here. So it would be quite nice to have. Oh, where's the shipping? An aggregate loader, no one containers. It'd be nice to have like the pump harbour here. Don't do this to me, game. Okay, we can put the pump harbour there. That might be pretty good. We can get the pump harbour in there. That might cause a bit of a complication with the aggregate loading. It'd be nice to get, we can get the aggregate loading there, which should be in range. But what we've got to do now is just get in a cargo port. But I mean, I suppose I could try and trim this area here, where it's going to tell me I don't have a construction office. No. Okay. Let me see. I need a construction office. Oops. Let me just. And we're going to do quite a lot of work in this area. Our nearest construction office is with excavators. I think didn't I plan one here somewhere. A fire station here. We got this area here, which is going to be our forward move on base. think what I will do is, and I think I mentioned this in the previous video, I want to start going to kind of what you could call proper construction offices. So maybe if I put a construction office about here, so we'll put you about there and make sure that is Titus Road Crew. There's Titus Bulk Supply. Last chance to buy. It's painful seeing these come up because I don't have the dollars to buy them, because again, just to show you, they're all Western style capabilities here. I show dollars, like we got all these lovely bulldozers and excavators here, and there was a new one's come up as well, the 50B. I think there's a, and we've got no access to it. And of course, we've also got this port down here, and I just want to have a look at what's the option, because I'm thinking New Hope can come down to here. Now, actually, here's a question for you guys. If I activated this port and I wanted to send stuff to, say, for argument's sake, a cargo port here, will a ship sail down the outside of the map to here? Or is it, what happens is when a ship crosses this line, it effectively has to go for export? Because the border's here, that might be a bit of a game breaker. But let me just take a quick look at the... We could put a... We'd change this around a bit. We could put a warehouse here, but the problem's going to be supplying the fuel. So we've got that there. I've planned this area here. In fact, we got this port here. I think what we will do is going to run a new out dead straight like that, and then actually cancel that. Run you into there like that, and then we'll run you out to there like that, and hopefully Titus will pick this up. Is it Titus Road Crew Bulk Supply? Well, that reminds me, if you been watching the previous videos, the game finally finished this little bit of asphalt. It only took well over a year just to do that final stage, but they did during the winter, because the jobs were running down. They actually decided that it was capable of actually doing that, so we can take that section out. Again, this ambulance was coming down here and probably expired. Probably because I deleted the road and it couldn't work out this bit here. We got 6 tons of steel in here, which is good. How's the loyalty? Still 31%. Let me just check the loyalty. I mean, it says the averages in the dwellings is 32%. I want to check the orphanage. Getting a little bit of an overflow on the orphanage now. So it's kind of dropping in and out. What we just got here? 79 with no workplace. I would guess that it's... Yeah, we got no unemployment in New Hope. I'd be very surprised if we got unemployment in Titus. The unemployment is up here, because we need more buses to move people into this area. So let me just see how many vehicles have I got on here? 2. I think I'd like another vehicle on here. You probably find this place is full of workers eager to get out there and work for the Empire or the Republic, or whatever you want to call it. See, that's okay. I think this is okay. No, not that one, sorry. This is okay. The steel mill, needs a little bit of work. How many people have we got on here? Oh no, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, I need 2 buses. I don't know if I've used up all the buses here. Oh no, this is a gas as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll just pick up the coal mine here and open up this route. And I'm just going to assign you. That gets us another bus on this route. We're still working on this area here. Thank you, game. Let's see if we got any more buses coming out of the blacksmith. We got an R3. That's an open hole, if I remember correctly. What we'll do is we'll send you up to a place that I can never find. It's Titusville North. There it is. Got a covered hole here. Oh, the other thing I also need to work on is I need to delete this here because I want to. Oops, no. Need to delete you. Break that connection. Because what this is doing is reverse pulling the food out of here. And then I think I've got a small covered hole here. And what we're going to do is tell you to pick up here. Pick up the food. There's no point moving it somewhere else. So what we're going to do is just sell it. You can sell the food for a little while. It's probably 4 round trips, which will be the best part of the rest of this year. And so effectively now all the food that this is needing is coming from here. If you look here, what you also see is that at the moment I've got a truck here because I was getting a bit of a clothing supply issue to this store as winter set in. And what I actually did was I put a truck here to ensure that there's always a clothes supply here. Not exactly sure what that is. I don't think that is necessary anymore. Let me just get rid of you. That gives me a little bit of space there. We've got obviously over 21s. We've got 25 over 21s. Once this is empty, we can knock this down. I shouldn't be. We're not supplying any wood to this area anymore. So I've tidied that up as well. Yeah, so we just need to keep waiting for these buses to be churned out. I mean, I've got 600,000. I can actually buy a couple, couldn't I? I think I will, because I think buses are going to be quite important to getting our. The Zeiss is 20. And that's 17,000. Yeah, 16,000. I can get 2 of these for the price of one of those Zeisses. What I'd like to do is I want to just put this here, just have a look round. We're going to need extra workforce onto here, aren't we? Because we're going to need a lot more people in the steel mill when the brickworks comes online. So I think we're up here. Pick up that route. We'll set one of you to there. It gets 2 on there. The other thing I wouldn't mind doing is updating this. Now we're going to sell one of you, and then we'll put one of you into there. I know what. Put you in there. Does this guy not have any jobs? There's new cargo. So what's up with the? Is it a delivery issue? Missing resource asphalt. Where's my bulky supply, guys? Oh, I was running the asphalt down, wasn't I? Get rid of this. Nope. Where are you picking up asphalt from? Yeah. Is it the fact that there's no workers in here that's stopping these guys picking up? That's right, you are assigned to... It looks like you might not actually be assigned to this job. Let me just... Where's the bulk supply, guys? Wow. Okay. Right, I think what we may need to do is call in Titus bulk supply to give a bit of support. If I can find out where it actually is. They're all out as well, aren't they? This Titus cranes. I think what we may do is assign Titus cranes to these. Keep on doing that. I'll put Titus cranes on these as well. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be a case of just waiting for these guys to catch up. Because I don't understand, don't we have any workforce here? Almost like we've got no workforce because everybody is... I mean, is there any unemployment in this area? There's no unemployment. That's awesome, but it's a bit of a pain as well. We need some more accommodation here. I really need to move away some of these buildings. I mean, it'd be great to move this away so that we can stop producing meat here and move the meat over to there. We've got the road crews are working out there. They're okay. It's just that I think what we're going to do is come in here. And it's not New Hope road crew, it's Titus road crew. I think what we're going to do is put these guys on this specifically. So if they've got any spare slack, because they're not building roads out here, or not that much, just these roads here. So hopefully they may have a little bit of slack to help assist with the process. Mechanical components. When we got 647,000, what is the situation with mechanical components? We might have to resort to importing some. Yeah, because we're probably consuming them there. You're a nice box. We've got a truck here that's doing... You're now redundant. Got New Hope Steel here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of one of you. We're actually out here. That's the crane, sorry. I wonder why it was... We're going to sell you. And then what we'll do is pick you up. Clear that route. And you... Where are you going? You're meant to be going here. It's all part of my big upgrade plan. Where are you going? Oh no, they've gone in there. And of course he's going to go and get some fuel. I need a covered hole. We've got another bus. Send you up to here. Got an R3 open hole here. Can I use you for anything? These trees are a real pain in the neck. Actually, Lighter steel. Where's... Ah. Oops. Steel mill. That's slowing things up a little bit, isn't it? Wow. They're all off. Yeah, a little bit of a fail on my part there. And they're all moving out. Sorry, I'm going to sell you. And we're going to assign you there. So that we got a little bit more speed. We just need mechanical components now. Well, we got a little bit of mechanical components. Part of me that says, can we import some? We got this truck here. We got New Hope Trading. You pick up there. And we're going to come there. And you're going to unload mechanical components. And what's a bit much? So we'll drop that down to about 7 tons. And we're going to bring in about 7 tons of mechanical components, and then I'll stop it again. So we've traded importing steel for importing mechanical components. And so that is... Right, let's just have a... We got... I think we need some more accommodation out here as well. So we're going to put... We'll build one of these. And in fact, actually, we'll build one of these as well. So that we can get this pushing. If I can get these conveyors laid in and sorted, that would be absolutely brilliant. It'd be worth spending a couple of $100,000 to get these conveyors sorted. Because what that will mean is that we will then won't have to worry about trucking down the resources to here, and those trucks can be used for other purposes. And this brickworks is going pretty well. And there's Titus road crew on those. Yeah. Again, it's actually what we're probably going to need to do is put these guys on it. So just assign you there and there, so that you can send people out to build these factory connections. Have a quick check of the crops situation. Let me just see crops. We see we're in May and we still got quite a lot of surplus here. I've really got to find a use for it, and that's assuming that we're not. We're still getting a nice steady supply of crops here. Really, what I need to do is, I don't want to shut these farms down immediately, but maybe we need to start. Wow, look at this lot. I think maybe we can just knock the population back a little bit here. I don't think I really need all that done here. Resource missing, gravel, yeah. I can't remember. I think it's these guys are assigned to it, yeah. Wow, we've got so much gravel. And what we need is a workforce up here now. I'd like to get some workers starting to appear in here, because if we're going to get this built, we need this built as well. So get that built. So we need New Hope. Wow, that's probably where all my mechanical components go. So we got that there. So we need that built. That would give a more stable power supply to this area. Although, to be honest, New Hope, because it's got the water mill here, doesn't really suffer that much from power problems. It's more Titus that suffers from the power situation. But I think we got things under control here, and things are working quite nicely. We've kind of getting this all put together as well. What else have we got here? We need to start working on this heating plant, because I'm starting to think now that it's time to consider expanding this way, especially as we're working on our port area here. You've got Titus Road Crew here, Titus Bulk Supply, that would be good. Let me just see. The hell's the got 32 over 21s. Our loyalty is 32%. These guys aren't being pushed anymore. What you got here? Tudor coal processing, and you're supplying to the steampunk station. Why are you bringing coal in from here? Because you're unloading. We don't need you, do we? We don't need that. Yeah, because technically now this is well on the way to becoming redundant, but I'm going to leave it at the moment simply because the shortage of distance between this and this, where if we bring coal in from up here, it's just going to take a little while, and to be honest, this thing's not doing any real harm at the moment beyond the fact that it's kind of pulling in the workforce from this area, but we'll be okay, because we still need to get workforce into here to ensure that the wood cutting keeps going. And of course we need our cement works going here. And this comes back to what I was saying up here, is that what I'd like to do is get the gravel up and running, and what we can do then is put a proper concrete plant and asphalt plant out here. So this is going to be our more advanced industrial area going forward. And what that will do eventually is that we'll shut down some of this gravel processing down here. And then because we're getting slightly faster trucks, we probably won't need this thing. Eventually we can take this apart, and then we can just use this for other purposes. So we probably won't ever build that. So get rid of that and just remove the road, which was a bit of a waste, but just need to delete the road. Just kind of tidy that road up as well. So that is pretty good. And I'm aware time is pushing on, so I think we're just going to go around and have one more little kind of check round to make sure everything is going okay. But we'll just take a quick look at our... So happiness is 98%. Good. We got 100% food across the board. Clothes is the shaky one. 90% clothes. 25%. Do we have an issue with clothes? At one point, I think it's probably got more to do with the fact that we've only got the one shop here providing clothes. So if we make New Hope much bigger, we're going to have to work on providing another clothes store. Health is, I just can't get round on this health business thing, because we've got a perfectly good clinic here. I mean, it's true we've got old ambulances, but I don't think I've got access to modern ambulances at the moment. Oh, yes, we have. What we're going to do is we'll see if we can improve the health a little bit by putting you into that clinic there. So we got a little bit of money to spend, so let me just see. So health, loyalty is 32, 33%, 34%. I can't see any question marks. Culture is 81%. Sport is 94. So who's got a problem with sport? Free citizens don't have any access to sport. So maybe we got an athletics club down here. Come down here and do some exercise. We got 2 athletics clubs. So I think New Hope is pretty good. Now we come to our problem child, which is Titusville. Sport is pretty good. Let's go back. Happiness is nearly 100% again. Food is 100%. Health is diabolical. I just don't understand why we got this constant health problem. Culture is a little bit iffy. Sport is good. Clothes is good. Maybe get rid of you, and I'll just do exactly the same as I just done. I'll go and buy another ambulance, and just pick you up here, the Gaz 27A. Go in and assign you to there. And actually, what's the doctor's surgery? I think it's on the end here, isn't it? Are you out on a call? Nope. Right, we're going to get rid of you as well. And we're going to put an ambulance, a proper ambulance in there as well. See if that will actually improve the coverage. So buy that truck. As a commissar, we care about the health of our population, and we want them to be very, very healthy. It's not like we've got a shortage of staff. Or heating or anything like that. It's just, it's almost like these vehicles go off somewhere else. Let's see where you're going. Where are you going? I think you're just going for fuel, aren't you? They're all coming in. It's almost like Titus is providing the medical coverage. Oops, no, it's not Titus. It's almost like Titus is providing the medical coverage for the whole area, but not benefiting themselves. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, there's not much I can do about it. We'll just have to keep plugging away, and we'll just check here. 90% closed, that's good. Everyone's happy. Food is good. See again, the health is better here, probably because all the ambulances in Titusville are actually coming this way. No question marks at all, which is good. Got electricity problem. Culture's good. Sport's good. Nobody's got any radios or television. Of course, there's 1% religion here. Actually, let's just take a quick look at religion in New Hope. I haven't never checked that. So we got 11%, 24%, 21%. So we got a little bit of religion in New Hope, but I don't think it's really bringing the population down. We definitely need some more workers in here. Average age 31. That's not bad, actually. So we got a pretty young, vibrant population, with some who want to really get in and take advantage. Right, let's just see. We've now emptied this. So where are you? New Hope. Let's see. And go to. Yep, I've finished with you. And that means we can now demolish this, the bakehouse. We can take that little bit of road out there. Just want to check, these guys can't get to that bus stop. I'm just wondering whether, in the light of the food supply up here, if we could get a bus stop in here. That could be worth a go. No, it's not going to. We'd have to put the bus stop over here, wouldn't we? When one of these fields disappear. So what I'm going to do then is see if we can slip in another J department here. So we're just coming here, residential. There's 100 workers. We're just going to get another apartment block in there. The footpath should get picked up by New Hope construction. And then I think probably when the harvest comes in, we'll take this field away, and that will allow us to put a bus stop in here, which will allow us to ship the workers out to this area. So I mean, things are moving forward pretty slowly. I just want to check that. Last chance to buy, yes. Don't remind me, game. I think you're adding insult to injury here. These guys just don't seem to be with it. Spell New Hope bitumen plants, small aggregate. I think this is a bit of... Oh, well, we'll just leave it for the moment, because I don't think... These are not crying out for asphalt. The asphalt was delivered. Somehow. But these do. No, these need mechanisms. They need the cranes for this, don't they? Let me just check that. Nicest road crew are on it. See if we can push these along a little bit faster by assigning you to there and there as well. I don't think at the moment these guys have actually got past the laying the gravel stage. Definitely it's time to finish. So just a quick run up here. We are pulling these conveyors together, and the brickworks is coming together quite nicely. Building is on fire. No, you've got to be kidding me. Come on, fire crew. Go on, guys. You can't. My steel mill can't burn down. Not allowed. Wow, look at that. We got all 5 vehicles. That's what I like to see. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.